What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. And today we're diving headfirst into a topic that keeps buzzing louder and louder: wide receivers. That's right, it's another wide receiver focused episode because the situation in New England is getting more and more intriguing by the day. There's talk, there's speculation, and there's real potential movement on the horizon that could shake up this Patriots offense in a major way. So, let's get into it. We start with a name that's been thrown around in a lot of conversations lately: Terry McLaurin. Yeah, that Terry McLaurin, all-pro, two-time Pro Bowler, 6 straight seasons with over 1,000 receiving yards, and oh yeah, he put up 13 touchdowns last season. The guy's a legitimate number 1 receiver. No doubt about it. But here's the twist. Word out of Washington is that McLaurin and the Commanders are not even close when it comes to working out a new contract extension. That's huge. That opens the door, even if just slightly, for teams like the Patriots to get into the mix. Now, let's not get ahead of ourselves. McLaurin is still under contract, and Washington obviously values him. They went out and got a new quarterback in Jaden Daniels. They're trying to build something, but when negotiations stall and the numbers start looking miles apart, other teams start circling. That's just how this league works. So if the Commanders can't lock him down on a multi-year deal and he's pushing for that 4th year, while they might be leaning toward a shorter 2 or 3-year agreement, then you best believe teams like New England are going to keep an eye on how it all unfolds. And from a Patriots perspective, there's a lot to like. McLaurin is 29 years old. He's still in his prime. He's got size. He's got speed. He's got route running ability, and he's reliable. He's the kind of guy you throw out there and don't have to worry about. But of course, he's coming off his best statistical season, and that means if Washington wants to keep him, they'll have to pay premium dollars. That's the NFL reality. You don't pay based on what someone might do, you pay for what they've already done, especially when it's elite production. But here's where the Patriots come into play. They have the salary cap space. They have the flexibility to absorb a big contract if they believe the player is worth it. The question is whether they're willing to part with draft capital to make that move happen. Because Washington isn't going to let McLaurin go for nothing. It would take a solid offer, something that convinces them that moving on is the best decision for the long-term build they're chasing. And maybe, just maybe, New England makes that move. Because let's be honest, adding a legit number 1 receiver like McLaurin could completely change the landscape for this offense, especially with a young quarterback like Drake May, who's going to need trustworthy targets to accelerate his development. Imagine having McLaurin lining up as your WR1, drawing coverage, creating space for others. That's a game changer, but again, it's a waiting game. It's not like the Commanders are shopping him yet, but the fact that talks are stalled opens the possibility, and sometimes just the possibility is all it takes for a front office to start doing their homework and get ready to pounce if the stars align. Now, speaking of veterans still looking for homes, let's shift gears a bit, because there are a couple of big names floating around in free agency who haven't signed yet. We're talking about 6-time Pro Bowler Keenan Allen and former number 1 option Amari Cooper. To guys with serious resumes, but also to players who are clearly on the back end of their careers. And that makes things a little more complicated. Let's start with Keenan Allen. This is a guy who, when healthy and locked in, has been one of the most consistent pass catchers in the league. Great hands, big frame, knows how to work the middle of the field, and has always been a quarterback-friendly target. Fantasy football players know exactly what kind of monster this guy can be when he's getting volume. But here's the thing, he's 33 years old. And we all know what that means when you're talking about wide receivers. That magic number, the dreaded age cliff, starts to creep in. Allen is coming off a tough year, just one 100-yard game, took 13 targets to get there. That's not what you expect from a guy who used to torch defenses on a regular basis. And yes, he was dealing with a lot of rookie quarterback, a crowded wide receiver room, questionable coaching decisions, all of that factors in, but still, the production just wasn't there. And that's why teams are hesitant. That's why he's still a free agent. Because now you're not just paying for talent, you're paying for leadership, for experience, for that 1-year spark that might help push a team over the top, and those aren't easy decisions. For New England, Keenan Allen could be a fit. In theory, short-term deal, maybe a prove-it contract, low risk if the price is right. But it doesn't feel like a natural match. He's not going to come cheap, and it's hard to see the Patriots throwing a lot of money at someone who might not even be a starter every week. especially when you've got a young core that you're trying to build and develop. Same deal with Amari Cooper, another big name, another guy who's been around, made plays, and had a very solid career. But now he's 30. He's coming off a season where he looked like more of a rotational piece than a featured weapon. And the upside just isn't what it used to be. Last year with Buffalo, he caught just 4 passes for just over 500 yards. That's a huge drop-off. This is a guy who used to be a 70-plus catch, 1,000-yard kind of player, and suddenly, he's struggling to stay relevant in an offense that had opportunities, and it's not like he was buried behind elite talent. Yes, the Bills had some solid guys in Shakir and Coleman, but no one that should have clearly outshined Cooper, yet. He was the one on the sidelines more often than not making the kind of impact we're used to seeing, and again, that's telling. That's why he's still on the market, because the film doesn't lie. And the market has adjusted now. Does that mean he couldn't be a piece in New England? Not necessarily, but again, it all comes back to price and fit. Is he willing to take a 1-year, prove-it type deal? Is he ready to embrace a smaller role? Maybe mentoring young receivers while contributing in specific packages, because if not, then it's probably not going to work. The Patriots are not in a position to throw money at aging stars just for name value. They need production, they need reliability, and they need to build something sustainable around Drake May. So here's the reality. Terry McLaurin is the kind of swing you make if the opportunity presents itself. That's a true WR1 in his prime, and he fits the bill of what this offense desperately needs. Keenan Allen and Amari Cooper, they're more like fallback options. Veterans who can help in the right scenario, but who probably don't move the needle enough to justify the investment unless the terms are extremely favorable. But maybe, just maybe, the Patriots don't need to make any move at all. Maybe the solution is already in the building, and we're going to get into that next. So let's take a step back and really think about what the Patriots already have in-house. Because sometimes the smartest move a team can make is simply standing pat and letting things develop naturally. And when you look at the current roster, there's a lot of potential waiting to be tapped into. First and foremost, we've got Stefon Diggs now. It might feel weird to call him the #1 guy when he hasn't even played a snap for the team yet. But let's be real, New England made a serious commitment to him. They brought him in for a reason, and that reason is simple: to be the go-to guy for Drake May. Diggs is coming off an injury, sure, but he's still Stefon Diggs. This is a wide receiver who's been elite for years. Who knows how to get open? Who knows how to make plays in big moments? He's got the route running, the hands, the experience. All he needs is time to build chemistry with his young quarterback. So before the Patriots even think about bringing in someone like Keenan Allen or Amari Cooper, they need to let Diggs settle in, find his rhythm, and become that true #1 target that this offense needs. Then you've got Pop Douglas. And if you've been paying attention, you know there's something there. Douglas has flashed serious ability in the slot, quick feet, explosive bursts, great agility. He fits the mold of what Josh McDaniels loves in that inside receiver role. Think about what guys like Wes Welker, Julian Edelman, and Danny Amendola meant to this offense over the years. That's the prototype. And Pop Douglas has the tools to follow in those footsteps. He just needs reps, trust from the quarterback, and a system that knows how to use him. Luckily, McDaniels is back calling plays. This might be the perfect scenario for Douglas to break out and become a real weapon. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to Patriots Hub and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest updates on our New England Patriots. And don't be shy, share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Could storm clouds be gathering over Foxborough just weeks before the start of the NFL season? Whispers are growing louder around the league that wide receiver Stefon Diggs, now with the New England Patriots, may not be seeing eye to eye with head coach Mike VRABEL, though no official statements have been made. Several sources close to the organization suggest that a heated exchange may have taken place between the two during a closed practice session last week. Diggs, known for his fiery personality and passion for the game, has never been one to hide his emotions, both on and off the field. During his time in Buffalo, he was no stranger to sideline confrontations and public frustration, often attributed to his competitive spirit. Now, with a new chapter in New England underway, some wonder if history may be repeating itself. Insiders hint that the friction may stem from VRABEL's tough, no-nonsense coaching style, a trait that earned him respect during his time in Tennessee, but one that can occasionally clash with more outspoken players. The rumored disagreement reportedly involved play calling during a red zone drill, with Diggs voicing frustration over his limited involvement in the scheme. While VRABEL is known for demanding discipline and structure, Diggs is a player who thrives on rhythm and trust. Whether the two can find common ground remains to be seen. While Patriots officials have declined to comment, the speculation has only fueled talk among fans and media. Could this be a simple case of early season growing pains, or is there a deeper disconnect that could spell trouble for the team's offensive chemistry? One thing is certain, all eyes will be on the Patriots training camp in the coming weeks. If tensions simmer beneath the surface, they won't stay hidden for long. And if Diggs and VRABEL can't align soon, the noise surrounding New England might get a whole lot louder. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our New England Patriots, be sure to subscribe to Patriots Hub and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.